In the previous tutorial, I've shown how quick and easy it is to add trains to Unreal Engine using the Train Controller asset. Now, let's take a deep dive on the Train Controller Editor tools. The Train Controller Asset Collection is available on the Unreal Marketplace, links in the description below. After installing the asset, you need to execute the Run Editor Utility Widget function to activate the editor tools. To access this function, search for BPU in the content browser and right-click on the files. It is recommended to dock the Railroad Editor on the left side of the screen and close the other tools for now. This setup will allow quick access to the Railroad editing tools. You only need to do this process once. After that, the editor tools will be accessible at any time under the Unreal Editor Tools menu. Let's start with the Railroad Editor. Under the Curve Operations tab, you can create, delete, or bend rails sections with a single button click. By adjusting the parameters, you have fine control over the curve section length and angle. You can also toggle mesh generation on and off. Advanced editing features are located under the Spline Operations tab. For example, it is possible to split and merge railroad actors. When doing so, the split index parameter defines the railroad splitting point. The Connect last curve operation recalculates the curvature of the rails to close the gap between the selected railroad actors. The close gap operation is similar, however, instead of recalculating the last curve, it adds a new one to close the gap. The Connect target operation connects the selected railroads to the end of each other in order of selection. The Append spline operation creates a brand new railroad actor at the end of the current selected one. The Flatten spline operation resets the railroad control point's heights to 0. The Reset spline operation resets the entire railroad to its initial state. It is also possible to invert the direction of the control points. The railroad actor transform also moves from the first to the last control point, and vice versa. All it takes to duplicate the rails is a single button click. The parallel direction parameter is used as reference to calculate the offset between the railroad actors. This guarantees the rails are perfectly parallel to each other. The landscape editing tools are meant to facilitate level design, allowing for a more realistic integration between the railroads and the landscape. It is possible to project the railroad nodes to match the landscape height and to deform the landscape around the railroad for a perfect fit. By combining these tools, you have total control over the railroad editing process. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I would also love to know which features you would like to be included in the future updates. Don't forget to visit the Unreal Marketplace for a closer look on the Train Controller collection. It has everything you need to add trains to your Unreal Engine project, so what are you waiting for? In the next tutorial, I'll demonstrate how to use the Route Manager and the Train Spawner features.